Service dogs occupy a unique and indispensable role in the lives of veterans and people with disabilities, functioning as far more than ordinary household pets. Unlike typical companions, these dogs undergo rigorous training designed to equip them with the ability to perform highly specialized tasks that directly enhance their handler's daily living. From guiding a visually impaired individual through crowded streets to alerting a person with diabetes before their blood sugar drops dangerously low, service dogs bridge critical gaps that technology or human assistance alone cannot always fill. Their intelligence, discipline, and reliability allow them to seamlessly adapt to the needs of those who depend on them. For veterans, the value of service dogs often extends into emotional and psychological realms. Many soldiers return from military service with wounds that are not only physical but also invisible, including post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, and depression. In such cases, a service dog provides grounding during panic attacks, reduces hypervigilance, and offers unconditional support during moments of vulnerability. The calming presence of a loyal companion helps veterans reconnect with family, re-engage with society, and regain a sense of control over their lives. People with disabilities also find life-changing benefits in the companionship and assistance of service dogs. Those with mobility impairments can rely on their dogs to open doors, retrieve objects, or provide stability while walking. Individuals with autism or neurological conditions benefit from emotional regulation, comfort, and increased social interaction facilitated by their dogs. Each task performed and every moment of reassurance provided contributes to a broader sense of independence, dignity, and empowerment. Ultimately, service dogs represent the perfect union of skill and compassion. Their unwavering loyalty and specialized abilities not only restore freedom but also embody the healing bond between humans and animals. The history of service dogs, the relationship between dogs and humans, has always been one of partnership, loyalty, and mutual benefit. But the idea of dogs assisting people with disabilities carries a history that spans centuries. As early as the Middle Ages, there are documented accounts of dogs guiding individuals who were blind, helping them navigate streets and obstacles at a time when no formal support systems existed. These early dogs were not formally trained in the way modern service dogs are, but their natural instincts and human trust in their abilities laid the groundwork for what would later become an organized and essential practice. The modern era of service dogs truly began in the aftermath of World War I. Thousands of soldiers returned home with devastating injuries, including blindness caused by poison gas attacks and battlefield trauma. Traditional rehabilitation methods could not fully address the challenges these veterans faced in reintegrating into civilian life. In response, Germany pioneered the first formalized guide dog training programs to assist blinded veterans. These programs marked a turning point, transforming the concept of dogs as companions into dogs as skilled partners in rehabilitation and independence. From this foundation, service dog work expanded steadily throughout the 20th century. What began as guide dogs for the visually impaired soon grew to include hearing dogs for the deaf, mobility assistance dogs for people with physical disabilities, and eventually psychiatric service dogs trained to help with conditions such as PTSD. This expansion reflects not only improvements in canine training techniques but also society's increasing recognition of the profound emotional and psychological bond between humans and dogs. By harnessing both instinct and skill, service dogs have evolved into indispensable allies for people seeking independence, safety, and dignity in the face of disability. Traits and training of service dogs. Not every dog has the temperament, focus, or personality required to become a service dog, and this is what makes them so exceptional. While all dogs have the potential for companionship, service dogs must meet much higher standards. Candidates are carefully selected based on traits such as intelligence, adaptability, calmness, and a natural eagerness to learn. They need to remain steady in unpredictable environments, ignoring distractions such as loud noises, other animals, or bustling crowds. Unlike pets who may react instinctively, service dogs must stay composed and attentive, ensuring their handler's safety and comfort at all times. Certain breeds are more commonly chosen because they naturally embody these qualities. Labrador Retrievers, Golden Retrievers, and German Shepherds are among the most popular due to their intelligence, trainability, and strong work ethic. These breeds are also known for their loyalty and gentle disposition, which make them well suited for assisting people with diverse needs. However, other breeds, including poodles or collies, can also excel, especially in specialized tasks where their unique strengths are advantageous. The training process is rigorous and can take between 18 months and 2 years to complete. It begins with basic obedience, where dogs learn to respond consistently to commands such as sit, stay, heel, and come. Once mastered, they progress to task-specific training, which varies depending on their intended role. Whether guiding a blind handler, retrieving dropped objects, or detecting medical emergencies, equally important is public access training, where dogs learn to behave appropriately in restaurants, shops, buses, and airports. Perhaps the most critical element of service dog training is building a strong bond with their handler. trust and communication are the foundations of this partnership. A service dog is not just a worker but a loyal teammate whose dedication and reliability help restore independence, dignity, and confidence to those they serve. Types of service dogs. Service dogs are not one-size-fits-all companions. They are carefully trained to meet the unique needs of their handlers, and over time, distinct categories have developed to address specific disabilities. Each type requires specialized training that can take months or years to perfect, but all share a common goal: enhancing independence, safety, and quality of life for the people they serve. Guide dogs are perhaps the most well-known. They assist individuals who are blind or visually impaired by navigating obstacles, signaling curbs and steps, and ensuring safe passage through busy environments. Their work requires extraordinary focus and judgment, as they must disobey commands if a handler's instruction could lead to danger, a skill known as intelligent disobedience. Hearing dogs are trained to alert deaf or hard of hearing individuals to essential sounds like doorbells, alarms, crying babies, or approaching vehicles. They respond by nudging their handler or leading them toward the source of the sound, providing vital awareness in situations that could otherwise be hazardous. Mobility assistance dogs help people with limited physical mobility. They can open doors, retrieve dropped items, press elevator buttons, or assist with balance and stability. For individuals using wheelchairs, these dogs are invaluable partners in daily routines. Medical alert dogs detect changes in their handler's body chemistry, such as oncoming seizures, low blood sugar, or severe allergic reactions. Their heightened senses allow them to alert their handler before a medical crisis occurs, often providing life-saving warnings. PTSD service dogs serve veterans and trauma survivors, offering grounding during flashbacks, interrupting harmful behaviors, and reducing hypervigilance. Autism support dogs help children and adults with autism manage anxiety, regulate emotions, and engage socially. Their calming presence often improves confidence and reduces isolation. No matter the type, every service dog is a trained partner whose work restores independence and dignity to their handler. Service dogs for veterans. Service dogs often provide healing that goes beyond traditional therapy. Many struggle with PTSD, depression, anxiety, or physical injuries after combat. A service dog offers constant companionship, reduces loneliness, and serves as a grounding presence during panic or flashbacks. Veterans with mobility issues benefit from dogs that retrieve prosthetics, help with transfers, or open doors. Those suffering from emotional scars find comfort in their dog's calming presence. High-profile stories and programs have shown how veterans once isolated by trauma found renewed purpose, social confidence, and peace through their service dogs. Service dogs for people with disabilities. Service dogs equally transform the lives of civilians living with both visible and invisible disabilities. For individuals with conditions like spinal cord injuries, muscular dystrophy, cerebral palsy, or multiple sclerosis, daily tasks that many people take for granted, such as opening a door, picking up a dropped item, or even maintaining balance while walking, can become major challenges. A trained service dog bridges this gap by performing these essential functions, reducing the need for constant human caregiving and giving their handlers greater autonomy in daily routines. This shift not only makes life more manageable but also restores dignity and confidence, reinforcing the idea that disability does not equate to dependency. For those living with invisible disabilities, the role of service dogs is equally profound. People with epilepsy, for example, rely on seizure alert dogs who can detect subtle physiological changes before a seizure occurs, giving their handlers time to move to safety. Similarly, individuals with diabetes benefit from medical alert dogs trained to sense dangerously low or high blood sugar levels through scent detection, often preventing severe medical emergencies. These interventions can mean the difference between safety and hospitalization, making service dogs literal lifesavers in many situations. Families of children with autism also find immense support through service dogs. These dogs are trained to apply calming pressure during meltdowns, ease transitions between environments, and encourage social engagement by acting as a comforting bridge in social interactions. For children prone to wandering, service dogs can also provide tethering systems, ensuring safety and peace of mind for parents. Beyond practical tasks, these dogs offer emotional grounding, helping children manage sensory overload and build confidence in daily life. By reducing reliance on others, enhancing safety, and fostering independence, service dogs empower civilians with disabilities to lead fuller, more independent, and more inclusive lives. Emotional and psychological benefits. Beyond their remarkable ability to perform physical tasks, service dogs deliver profound emotional and psychological benefits that often surpass measurable outcomes. The presence of a trusted canine companion has been scientifically linked to reduced levels of stress hormones such as cortisol, lower blood pressure, and improved overall cardiovascular health. Handlers frequently describe a noticeable sense of calm and stability in their daily lives, attributing it to the steady companionship of their service dogs. These animals create an environment of reassurance where challenges feel more manageable and anxieties less overwhelming. For veterans in particular, the emotional impact is life-changing. Many returning from combat face invisible wounds such as post-traumatic stress disorder, a PTSD, depression, and anxiety, which can foster isolation and avoidance of social environments. Service dogs act as bridges back into society by providing grounding during panic attacks, disrupting harmful thought cycles, and offering comfort during moments of hypervigilance or nightmares. Simply walking with a dog encourages interaction with others, breaking down barriers of isolation and supporting reintegration into civilian life. The loyalty and non-judgmental presence of the dog often restore trust, something many veterans struggle to rebuild after trauma. Individuals with chronic illnesses or disabilities also experience these emotional advantages. For those living with conditions that limit social interaction or cause frequent hospitalizations, the companionship of a service dog combats loneliness and instills a renewed sense of purpose. The dog's constant presence provides comfort during difficult moments and reduces the burden of mental health struggles like depression. More importantly, service dogs foster a sense of belonging, reminding their handlers that they are not alone in navigating life's obstacles. Ultimately, the therapeutic value of service dogs cannot be measured solely by the tasks they perform, but by the healing, confidence, and emotional resilience they help cultivate in their human partners. Challenges and barriers. Despite their life-changing benefits, service dogs also present significant challenges that handlers and organizations must navigate. One of the foremost obstacles is cost. The training process is extensive and highly specialized, typically lasting 18 months to 2 years. Each dog must master obedience, task-specific skills, and public access behaviors requiring countless hours of professional training. As a result, the cost of raising and training a fully qualified service dog often ranges from $20,000 to $40,000 or more. For many individuals and families, this expense would be impossible to bear without the support of nonprofits, charitable donations, or government programs that subsidize the costs. High demand further compounds the issue. Thousands of veterans, children, and adults with disabilities apply for service dogs each year, but the supply of properly trained dogs is limited. This imbalance creates long waiting lists, with some individuals waiting several years before being matched with a dog. For those in urgent need, such as veterans struggling with severe PTSD or individuals with progressive medical conditions, the wait can feel unbearably long. Public misunderstanding also poses a serious barrier. The rise of unregulated emotional support animals and fake service dog vests has led to confusion and skepticism. Genuine handlers may face harassment, intrusive questioning, or even unlawful denial of access, despite the protections guaranteed by laws such as the Americans with Disabilities Act (ADA). These encounters can be stressful and undermine the confidence that service dogs are meant to provide. Finally, service dogs require ongoing care, exercise, grooming, and regular veterinary visits. For people already managing disabilities, these responsibilities can add physical, financial, and emotional strain. While the benefits of a service dog are immense, acknowledging these challenges is essential for understanding the dedication required by both handlers and the organizations that support them. Laws and rights of service dog handlers in the United States. Service dogs are legally protected under the Americans with Disabilities Act (ADA), one of the most comprehensive disability rights laws in the world. The ADA grants individuals with disabilities the right to be accompanied by their service dogs in nearly all public spaces, including restaurants, hotels, shops, hospitals, schools, and modes of public transportation. Unlike pets, service dogs are considered medical aids, comparable to wheelchairs or hearing aids, and therefore must be accommodated wherever the public is allowed. Businesses and staff may only ask two limited questions: whether the dog is required because of a disability and what tasks the dog is trained to perform. They cannot request documentation, demand certification papers, or ask intrusive questions about the person's disability. Additionally, service dogs cannot be charged extra fees, even in places that do not allow pets, though handlers remain responsible for the dog's behavior. If a service dog is out of control or not housebroken, access may be denied, but such cases are rare with properly trained animals. Globally, laws regarding service dogs vary. Countries such as Canada, the United Kingdom, and Australia provide strong protections similar to the ADA, while others are still developing formal frameworks. In regions where legislation is less robust, handlers often face significant barriers to public access, ranging from outright bans to confusion among business owners. Despite these legal protections, many handlers still encounter challenges in daily life. Misconceptions about service dogs, especially due to the misuse of fake vests or untrained emotional support animals, can lead to skepticism and even unlawful denial of entry. This highlights the ongoing need for public education, not only to protect the rights of handlers, but also to ensure broader understanding of the critical role service dogs play in supporting independence and dignity. Future of service dogs. The role of service dogs is rapidly expanding as training techniques advance and science deepens our understanding of canine abilities. Traditionally associated with guiding the blind or assisting with mobility, service dogs are now being trained for a far wider range of tasks that address both visible and invisible disabilities. Research has shown that dogs possess extraordinary olfactory and sensory skills, enabling them to detect subtle physiological changes in the human body. Today, some service dogs are trained to recognize the early signs of medical conditions such as cancer, oncoming epileptic seizures, diabetic hypoglycemia, and even migraines, often alerting their handlers before medical devices can. This proactive assistance allows individuals to take preventive measures and avoid emergencies. Psychiatric service dogs are also gaining prominence, particularly for veterans coping with post-traumatic stress disorder (PTSD) and individuals struggling with severe anxiety or depression. These dogs are trained to interrupt harmful behaviors, provide grounding during panic attacks or flashbacks, and create a sense of safety in overwhelming environments. As awareness of mental health grows, so too does the recognition of service dogs as invaluable allies in treatment and recovery. The future may also see greater integration of service dogs with technology. Innovations like pairing trained dogs with smart devices or medical monitoring systems could enhance independence by combining canine intuition with real-time data. At the same time, there is a growing emphasis on accessibility. Nonprofits, government programs, and advocacy groups are working to reduce costs, shorten waiting lists, and ensure that veterans and disabled individuals can access service dogs more quickly and affordably. As society moves toward greater inclusivity and awareness, the demand for service dogs will continue to rise. With respect, investment, and innovation, these loyal companions will remain at the forefront of empowering independence and dignity for countless lives. Conclusion: service dogs for veterans and disabled people represent far more than trained animals. They embody hope, resilience, and the extraordinary bond between humans and dogs. For countless individuals, they are lifelines that restore independence, dignity, and emotional stability in ways that no technology or therapy alone can achieve. A service dog guiding a blind individual through a crowded street, alerting a veteran before a panic attack, or warning a diabetic of dangerously low blood sugar exemplifies the transformative power of this partnership. Each task, whether physical or emotional, strengthens the bridge between dependence and freedom, isolation and connection. For veterans, especially those carrying the invisible scars of war, service dogs are often the difference between withdrawal and re-engagement with life. By providing comfort during nightmares, grounding during flashbacks, and companionship during lonely moments, these dogs help rebuild trust in the world. For civilians with physical or neurological disabilities, service dogs enable daily tasks, opening doors, retrieving dropped objects, or signaling medical crises, while also restoring confidence to navigate society with greater independence. Yet the significance of service dogs extends beyond tasks performed. They offer unconditional love, constant companionship, and emotional reassurance, helping to ease feelings of vulnerability, loneliness, or stigma that many disabled individuals endure. In every bark, nudge, or steady gaze lies the message: you are not alone. As awareness of their impact grows, society has a responsibility to support and expand access to service dogs. That means strengthening training programs, reducing financial and bureaucratic barriers, and fostering greater public understanding of their role. By doing so, we not only honor the veterans and disabled people they serve, but also reaffirm the profound connection between humans and animals. In every sense, service dogs are more than helpers. They are partners in healing, independence, and resilience.